Okay.
All right. We're good?
We're good.
We're good.
You're good.
All right.
Oh, the clap.
The clap. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I explained that to you. Okay. Welcome back to the Pulp Diction podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Gibson, joined today by two special guests. Who am I joined with?
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, I'm Isaac.
Isaac, first-time guest on the pod. Good to have you on.
That's right. Thank you.
And Sarah, third
time
guest?
Wow.
Yes.
Crazy.
You wanted to squeeze some more in before the end of the year,
graduating.
which is so chill. It's always a
Thanks for letting me
pleasure.
back. Thanks for letting me come back.
And yeah, I don't know, just good to have you both on. How are we feeling on this fine
Pleasure.
Monday evening?
Excited.
Good.
So excited.
What
So excited.
what are we, Isaac, as our newcomer on the pod? What are we excited to discuss today?
We are excited to discuss Wild at Heart by David Lynch.
David Lynch came out 1990, I believe.
Yeah.
Premiered at the Cannes Film Festival, where it won the Palme d'Or.
I saw that. Crazy.
And I don't think that's ridiculous, TBH. I
Yeah.
think it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
But I think it's also, we're going to get into it. It's also a controversial movie. It is, I mean, do any of you want to explain like what it's about? Just a little synopsis, little log line.
I feel like you got that.
Nicolas Cage and Laura Dern.
Nicolas Cage and Laura Dern, 1990. All three of us watched it together, which made it more fun.
Yes.
It's, I would say, a road trip romance movie. If
I would
we're gonna
agree.
Define it by genre. It's about, well, at the beginning of the movie, Nicolas Cage kills a man.
Brutally It's
Kills this man.
horrific.
It's pretty crazy. And
Yes.
then he and Laura Dern are on the run, and that's basically what the movie's about.
Yeah.
I'm skipping a lot. But
Yeah.
that's the
Like
movie.
you hit the basic beats.
Yeah.
Yeah, at its core, Wild at Heart is a love story directed by David Lynch based on a book he read.
Yes.
That I guess like the studio had been trying to make into a movie, and they asked if David Lynch would like be a producer on it or something, and he said, "Well, what if I read this book and I want to make the movie?" And they said, "If you do, then you can make the movie." And he read it and he said, "I want to make the movie."
Oh.
So they let him make the movie, and he wrote the script in like a week.
I did read
Wow.
that.
He-
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, he
gosh.
changed the ending of the book,
Yeah.
which we'll have to get into.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
And yeah, it's a David Lynch movie. This is the second Lynch we've talked about on the pod because we did Mulholland Drive with Declan Hutter.
Oh, okay.
So good.
So good.
I just watched it again, and
I just watched it for the first time.
That's
Crazy.
right. Yeah,
It was
I remember talking about that.
Yeah.
and speaking of Declan, on Mulholland Drive, I just reread his Letterboxd review for that movie, and he said he doesn't think if you haven't seen Mulholland Drive twice, then you haven't seen it at all. And I would agree with him very, very much, not just for Mulholland Drive, but honestly for pretty much all of Lynch's films I've seen so far. I would include Wild at Heart, which is why I'm so sad that I've only watched it the one time. I really wish I could have watched it again before the pod, but the opportunity simply has not arisen.
I know. There's been no time at all. It's just so sad. I mean, both of you, after I watched Mulholland Drive, I had separate convos with each of you for like 2 hours.
That's right, yeah.
Like, I had so much to think about with that movie, and I've only seen it
Yes.
once. I've only seen all these Lynch movies once. So, I don't know. I feel like I have more work to do.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. What did we all just think of the movie to start us off?
I mean, like, yeah, in classic Lynch fashion, it's disturbing, it's super dark, and in ways that you'll either find repulsive or funny, and at times
maybe both.
Maybe
Yeah,
both,
exactly.
Yeah.
But every time I'm watching one of his movies, it's just like such an absurdist roller coaster to be
Yes.
on, which is quite a pleasure. Quite a pleasure, especially if it's a first time viewing and with other people. That was my first time, I think, watching a movie of his with other people, and it was.
I was so glad. I was delighted to share the experience with both of you. Like, I think it is ideal to share these movies with someone else rather than experiencing it on your own. Like
It definitely made it fun. It made it memorable.
Oh, 100%.
whole
We'd be
time.
at some like ridiculous scene. I'd be like laughing. Sarah would be
like,
horrified.
cringing. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. There were so many times when
We all had
we'd
different
well,
reactions.
different
Yeah.
parts too, and we'd even be
Yeah.
like laughing at something because something usually Nicolas Cage would be saying was funny.
Yes.
And then it would switch to something that was like really deeply uncomfortable or just like weird. Like, why is this in here?
Yeah.
And those like stark tonal shifts just, make for such an interesting experience when watching.
It's so fascinating. And yeah, I do like the description of it as a road trip movie because it is a road movie, really. And
I think that's all I knew about it like before I watched it.
you have Sailor and Lula, that's Nick Cage and Laura Dern, just on the run while...
He calls her Peanut, and it's always really uncomfortable.
Yes.
I'm curious. Wait, why you found it uncomfortable?
The whole thing?
The nickname, Peanut?
Yeah, you liked it?
I thought...
Well, not that I liked it.
I think his delivery was just kind of weird.
Okay, all of his delivery was weird.
I wrote that down. That was like my top note. The Elvis impression.
Yes.
What did we think of that?
So
That was
Sailor
very interesting.
in this movie is... His whole personality, his characterization is basically like a weird sort of Elvis impersonation. And I guess the point of that, I don't know, it's really funny. It's so funny.
It is funny. But it's bizarre.
And it makes it such a memorable performance, so quotable. This is such a Nick Cagey Nick Cage movie.
It's so...
And
that's a great
you wouldn't... It makes a lot of sense like for Nick Cage to fit this well in a David Lynch film, I think, because he's just a personality, you know, and Lynch likes to let big personalities do big performances. We saw it with Dennis Hopper in Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
You see it here with Nick Cage.
Well, I was reading, tell me if you agree with this. This was a quote-unquote subdued performance from Nick Cage compared to some of the more like zany stuff. Because this was grounded in like a real character arc, and he genuinely like went through. You know, it wasn't just him like doing the melodramatic
Being crazy
acting.
for
was, like,
the
really
sake
acting.
of being. Yeah, no, he was making like choices.
Yeah.
The Elvis impersonation was a choice.
choice.
The singing was a choice, which it all was his own singing. I found out. I wasn't sure about it. And just I think. I don't know, some Nick Cage performances like you think of and you think these campy movies where he's like screaming his head off, doing whatever Nicolas Cage does. I love him so much. This might be the first Nick Cage movie we've talked about on the pod actually.
Really?
Which is a shame.
That's crazy.
We ought to have more of that.
Wait, so I have a great anecdote because I was watching his so I guess to promote the movie, he flew overseas to England and was doing like some press tour for it or something. Or this was like a part of the tour.
For Wild at Heart.
Yeah, and so he features on this like late night BBC interview, and he comes on and he's like fully in character the whole interview.
No
Please,
way.
does he have the jacket?
Like
Does he have the
6 minutes.
jacket?
So he doesn't have the snakeskin jacket, but he has on like a Wild at Heart t-shirt. He kind of drops the Elvis accent a little bit, but he's bringing like the same intensity and like overly dramatic like mannerisms and
That's
like
beautiful.
expressions. So he comes on with the leather jacket and the t-shirt and he's like talking to the podcast host and like he's like super chill about it. Like he's kind of feeding off the energy, the crowd's feeding off the energy. He takes off his Wild at Heart t-shirt and gives it to like the guy next to him. And so the guy takes the t-shirt and then he puts the jacket back on and he's doing like the karate kicks on set and like drinking all the water they have on set, like just absurd. So I mean, he's definitely like leaning into the kind of persona of this role, which I thought was just like super funny.
So good.
The karate kicks were like the best part.
Yes.
I love the karate
I did
kicks.
rewatch that scene where they get out of the car and because
and they're, like,
they were like
dancing?
they were playing all the like violent like news on the radio and she's like turn on some music and it's like turns to heavy metal and he like screams in the back of the car and gets out and
And doesn't she
kicks his
dance like
leg up.
normally? And then she
Relatively.
and he's just doing his like karate moves, in the
Karate
back.
kicks and
Oh my
punches and
gosh.
chops, and it's awesome.
crazy.
Yeah, and the thing about his like, I don't know, the Elvis thing. I guess the point of that is like he's a punk rocker sort of deal, like rebelling against society's expectations of what he's supposed to do. Like Elvis sort of broke the mold for rock stars.
Yeah,
but.
So funny.
Also,
well, I told this to Isaac, but like Nicolas Cage famously has like an Elvis like obsession.
That's
he married
right.
Lisa Marie Presley, the daughter of Elvis, and he's done this shtick in like other movies before, but never to this extent, which is crazy.
It's a sort of performance where it's very much acting. It's not like a realist approach. You're
Yeah.
very aware, like these are actors doing
Yeah.
a performance, and I think that's the point. That's the point for a lot of Lynch performances.
Yeah.
There's a sort of not fakeness to it, but the sense that what you're watching isn't something real. It's maybe a facsimile of reality, but
I mean, you could definitely say that about the dialogue.
the dialogue
All
for
the
sure.
crazy dialogue.
I think
But-
now that you point that out, though, that's really true. That's not something I've thought about in some of the other films of his that I've seen, which, yeah, I mean, not just the main character, but the side characters, too. They're usually so over the top or so just, like, particularly weird in one way that I haven't considered that the acting itself is more of, like, acting instead of just, yeah, you've got, like, Nick Cage just playing, like, some action role like National Treasure or something.
Yes.
Like, you've actually got this over-the-top, larger-than-life kind of character. That's a really cool shout.
And it is awesome that Nick Cage, like, in the same decade, he does this and he does, like, Con Air,
Yeah.
Face Off.
Oh, wow.
But he's also like a teen heartthrob in some of those like late 80s movies, like
Yeah.
Valley Girl, which I'm obsessed with. Oh my god.
So this is, like,
He's such
post,
range.
like, romance heartthrob Nick Cage, but pre, like, 2000s
Pre-action.
infamous weirdo
And
Nick Cage.
pre-Oscar
Like
too.
Dad Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Pre-Oscar Nick Cage.
Pre-Oscar Nick Cage.
I've seen that movie. It's a
Oh.
doozy. It's great. Sad.
But
And Laura Dern too was incredible.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
I
So
loved
good.
her. She was
She's
so
always
good.
great in the Lynch movies. Oh, my goodness, yeah.
She just like has such a well, maybe this opposes what you said, but I feel like she had a realness to her.
she did. No, she
Yeah.
did. I think that balances out Sailor's
Maybe like,
absurdity in a
yeah.
way.
She wasn't as manic. I mean, she wasn't manic at all. She was very like subdued with all the trauma she went through. I mean, that was one of the most shocking points. And they were like reveal her backstory.
Yes.
I was like, oh my
It's-
gosh, that was crazy.
I loved how they did that. It was these just like quietly sad moments where they casually drop like the horrific trauma
Yeah.
either character had been through in their youths. Like just the crazy like she got raped shout just out of the blue, very casual.
And is that revealed after we find out about her dad?
I'm not
I feel
sure.
like we already knew
I
that her
feel like
dad
that's-
died in a fire, and then we
I don't know.
learned
Either way,
that.
it felt like it was really early on.
It
in the film.
was, yeah.
And maybe this is something like you guys would want to get into later, but like on the topic of what we've talked about just like in conversation before of like uncomfortable stuff in films like that of like really that seems to have no place in a movie, but it's also just like a choice that Lynch made to like include in the story. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, does it serve any overall purpose or just like there's so many moments like that where he
Yes.
just drops in. Like,
I mean, even the very beginning,
tidbits. Yeah.
like bashing the guy's head against the
Yeah.
floor until
Yeah.
like his brains are dripping out.
yeah.
Especially at the time, it was so controversial.
Mm.
There were like 100 people walking out of like every test screening apparently.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah.
When it won the Palme d'Or, I guess there were like almost as many boos as there were applause.
Mm.
Wow.
Siskel and Ebert, two very famous film critics,
yeah.
like they had a show, and they were Ebert especially I think was kind of dogging on this movie. He hated it, and he was like a respected guy.
Wow.
But yeah, it's controversial, and it's hard to say like if that kind of violence or talk of, sexual violence, or even like with Willem Dafoe's character Bobby Peru, like really, all getting really, really close to sexual violence and basically
Yeah.
I don't know, committing it. It is hard to say, like, does it have a place? But I think Lynch is asking uncomfortable questions that he doesn't necessarily have the answers to. And that's okay, you know?
Yeah.
He's putting up a mirror of sorts to our culture.
I'm kind of curious. Yeah. Like, do you feel like there were any big like takeaway questions that you were kind of left with like on that point, like of like thematic questions? Like, I get that's a huge question.
Yeah.
I feel like the basic, like, why do bad things happen to good people?
Yeah.
That's one thing that you're left with. Because why would something that inexplicable happen to another person?
Yeah.
especially doubling down on Laura Dern's pain.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing set throughout the movie, was that everything around Lula and Sailor in the world is so bad that like,
And they find a lot of like, a sort of a soul point of goodness in each other.
yeah.
It's kind of the point of the movie, I guess.
Yeah, they definitely have like almost an absurdist take on like Romeo and Juliet to an extent.
Yeah.
Of it's just star-crossed
And it's
lovers,
almost
like,
star-crossed
Yeah.
nothing
lovers,
can tear them apart.
doomed romance.
Which it
like-
was. I mean, yeah, they definitely had like a cool, a unique dynamic for sure.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely like a very intense love story, which was cool to see.
And the portrayal of sex throughout this movie is very interesting to me. It was not necessarily comfortable.
No. Stop looking at me. I was like, I just found it so like over the top. I mean,
Which,
it was
yes,
a lot.
it was.
I'd have to agree. Yeah.
But I think Lynch was somebody that didn't shy away from sex as what he viewed it as, which was a very positive thing. And for Sailor and Lula, sex is these sex scenes are like the sole points in the movie where like no one's actively out to get them. They're not worrying about what they're going to do next or what's going on right now. They're just being very as intimately with each other as two human beings can possibly be. And I think he portrays that in his own twisted, beautiful way.
Yeah, and if I may, I feel like I was talking about this with a lot of people after we watched Wuthering Heights a couple of weeks ago. When sex is like either something that's prevalent in a film or like heavily featured in your film, like try and do something with it. Like,
Yes.
give us a take on it. And I feel like Lynch kind of does, like you said, he leans into it in a positive way. I think you said that really well. But he does both in this movie, where I'd say he shows you that it can be a force of good as well as a force of bad. And I mean, for the force of good, like they have their kid. It's definitely like a point of unity between them. And then also it's just like such a like dark thing that people take advantage of others or take others for granted.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting how, yeah, it's graphic at times and uncomfortable, but he's definitely presenting it in multiple lights, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But the female, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think the female nudity apart from sex just had no place in this movie. I didn't really
That's
understand
right. There
what was
was
going on there.
a good
was over-
amount
It
of
was
that.
Mr. Reindeer's like henchwoman or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know what
Yeah.
that was. That felt so unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like, why was that for the sake of art? Why wasn't there male nudity to be a counteractive point?
That's true.
And you know what?
True.
I
Gotta
think
balance it
that's a valid criticism. But you know why? Yeah, why isn't there male nudity? But
No, I'd be curious to get your take on this, Sarah, because we were talking about it. I remember after the film of just how I don't know. I've seen it as a critique for other Lynch movies of kind of just like the male gaze. You're probably thinking it's I don't know, early 90s Hollywood. There's definitely still a lot of problems with both the film industry as well as like representation in film. So that's just a pervasive issue. But I on that point, I found it shocking that maybe this would have been something featured like earlier in his career, but no, this is like his fourth big movie after Eraserhead, Elephant Man, Dune, and I think Blue Velvet had been his previous film right before this one, which already is a bit of like a controversial, shocking film to people. But for him to lean more heavily into that lane, I feel like it's a very confident choice. It's a very confident choice for sure.
Am I good?
you're good.
I feel like, I don't know. I mean, now having only seen Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive, and this one.
Which isn't a bad
Three good
three.
ones.
Which
Isn't
are
a bad
good
three.
ones. I mean, I feel like just with sex, it was this movie out of all the three that I was like, I don't feel like this really fits the story super well.
Yeah.
At least with the other two, I feel like both of those scenes, while there's like graphic, sexual content in them, they were kind of needed, at least in the story he was trying to tell. Maybe need is the wrong word, but I could see why it was necessary. But for this, I felt like, other than like the color saturation over it, with like the rainbow stuff, which we'll talk about in like the Wizard of Oz,
I was gonna say,
I didn't really understand to the extent to which he wanted to so heavily lean into it. I don't know.
Yeah, I really do think sex is just the an oasis is the word I was looking for Sailor and Lula, and in some ways it's an oasis, a pool that sort of gets tainted and corrupted by the world, but at the end of the day they still do have each other,
and their kid.
What was the kid named again? I wrote it down.
Wait,
it was something
like he had some kind of niche
Pace.
Yeah. What?
The kid was named Pace.
Pace, that's right. Because he said
what?
they said they were good. Which one of them? One of them said, I'm going to name it Pace, whether it's a boy or a girl. And I think it was Laura Dern.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Do we think there's anything to be said about that? Like,
yes.
Pace,
oh my
like,
gosh, yes.
running.
I feel like at the end, well, should we wait on talking about the ending?
I don't know.
'Cause I have a lot of thoughts.
I don't know. Let's get to the ending.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I feel
jump
like
around.
it wasn't a very good, emotionally rich ending.
No?
I think no. That's part of the reason why I didn't really like it that much. I feel like at the end, when he's about to walk away from his family, from Laura Dern and everything, and then he has the run-in with those guys, and then has the change of heart after the Glinda thing. I was like,
If you're truly wild at heart,
I've ever seen. Yeah, what did you say? If you're truly wait, I wrote it down.
like you'll fight for what you love or something.
If you're truly wild at heart, you'll fight for your dreams.
That
was
Because he's laying on the concrete before, and he's like, I'm wild at heart.
But I'm wild at heart.
That was good. That was
Why,
good.
thank you.
No, what does he say? I want to apologize to you.
I'd like to apologize to you, gentlemen.
Yeah, no, that was honestly one of the funniest parts of the movie was him dropping the homophobic slur and then getting beat up, and then he was like, "I'd like to apologize to you, gentlemen." That was just so crazy.
What was it for calling you homosexuals?
Yeah, for calling you homosexuals.
And
Unreal.
and I will say also about the ending, it was changed from the book.
Yeah, I read that, but what was the original?
They don't. I think he just runs away and they don't end up together. They don't work out. But honestly, Lynch thought that was depressing, and
I kind of
he's like a romantic at heart.
Really?
The change of heart didn't make any sense.
I disagree. I disagree.
I think he went through enough of an arc to deserve that. It felt like sort of a cheap ending. I liked when he sang "Love Me Tender" because that means she's gonna be his wife.
Yes,
yeah.
But like,
it was very well set up. "Love Me Tender." I thought that was very.
I
satisfying.
thought that was a sweet scene, but I didn't really care for the ending at all. I didn't.
Him
really
running
earn
across
it.
the cars was so awesome.
Yes.
I was loving that.
Yes, very La La Land.
That was really
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. He runs into the guys, and he starts the fight, but he doesn't throw a single punch. I think they beat him up.
Oh.
And he's knocked out. He sees. He's just beaten up.
That
he
was
sees
the stupidest scene ever.
So throughout the
her name
movie,
is Glinda. Her name's the Good Witch.
Yes.
In the credits.
Throughout the movie, well, because Glinda was.
I freaking hate this so much.
So, throughout the movie, there's like a lot of Wizard of Oz references and imagery,
and they're so on the nose,
so
not
much,
subtle at all.
also added by Lynch, not in the book, because the Wizard of Oz is a sort of obsession of his that pervades a lot of his work. But he has a vision
what was
of
the scene where the guy had the dog? It might be a Toto dog or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
give
yeah,
me a
that was
break.
like Nicolas Cage Sailor gets a vision of the Good Witch flying down from the sky.
In her bubble.
Played, by the way, by Cheryl Lee, I think is her name, who played Laura Palmer in Twin Peaks, who is like the Twin Peaks character. Amazing. And this was released like shortly before the first season of Twin Peaks ended.
So was he filming both at the same time?
I think he finished filming Twin Peaks. He might have left season 2 to film this. I've heard conflicting reports on that. But this came out when season 1 was about to finish, and it was incredibly popular. So Lynch was like at the peak of his popularity because like everyone was watching Twin Peaks. So it's really interesting for him to drop something like this that is very much not popular and not appealing to the masses.
No. Very
But he brought a lot of the actors he worked with in that show into this movie, like Cheryl Lee, among a number of others. But in any case, the Good Witch tells Nick Cage to go fight for Lula instead of leaving her, and
I mean, we were all groaning. We all thought it was kind of crazy.
I thought it was awesome. I was grinning.
Isaac,
I thought the witch was a little much. I mean, it was funny going off of the fight scene and like in tandem with the fight scene. It was a bit surrealist. If it would have just like ended there, that would have been lame. But him running back to Lula,
it was very romantic. It was very sweet.
That, yeah.
And Nick gets up, Sailor gets up, apologizes to the gentleman, and runs to chase his dreams. And I think that is Lynch's statement on the violence aspect, I'd say. Like,
yeah, but that feels so cheap. Like, what do you mean? That can't make up for all of the uncomfortable, gratuitous scenes we saw before.
That's true. But wait, I'm excited. What's the answer? What's the answer here?
I mean, I don't know. Like, this final, after all this, like, bloody conflict, the way he resolves this last one isn't by fighting. It's not by raising his hands. It's with love. It's with love, and that's enough. That's the dream. And it's wonderful, and it's Lynch's vision, and that's why it's a movie. That's why it's so movie-like, because he knows that this isn't, it's a fantasy, it's a fiction, it's the land of Oz. It's not real life. And in the land of Oz, love can win over all these things, and that's wonderful and beautiful. And unfortunately, that's just not how it is. And that's why it's so unbelievable. And I don't know. There's just this beacon of goodness in Sailor and Lula's love, whereas everything surrounding them is terrible and bad. Yeah. I don't know.
No, I think that's what Lynch was going for. I just don't really agree with it. I don't mean to be like a cynic, but it just, I don't know. It didn't feel like a very
earned.
It didn't feel like an earned ending. After that, I was kind of like, oh, what? Like that's what I saw? Okay.
Yeah. That's interesting. I feel like, you guys touched on so many good points there. There's a part of that too where in talking about their relationship, I find that particularly interesting because while it is like a super intimate romance, it's definitely complicated like at some points, like in concerning ways, like as you kind of already alluded to, Sarah. But even of like, he's supportive of her, I guess, when she's like sharing some of her trauma and whatnot.
Yeah, he's supportive of pregnancy.
That is true. Yeah. That is true. So yeah, he's not like, I think romantically they're both inclined. It's just maybe he's more like a spur of the moment kind of guy.
Yes.
Which I feel like you see that romance a lot in Lynch's movies, but particularly that scene when she's like laying on his chest and she was like, I hope we'll be together forever. And he's like, you say the weirdest damn thing. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that kind of embodies the romance we see in a lot of Lynch's movies of like, there's that storybook longing of like characters to be together. And then there's always like it's just like, okay, yeah, but this is like impossible within the confines of it.
Some force like working against them. In this case, Laura Dern's, Lula's mother, also Laura Dern's mother,
right? Which was crazy. Which was crazy.
She got a nomination for this, didn't she?
Yeah. And I knew Laura Dern was an Nepo baby because Bruce Dern is like a famous actor, but I didn't know the mom.
It's rare, I think, It was rare for actors to get nominated for David Lynch performances because they were so out there.
Naomi Watts was nominated.
No, I don't know if she. I don't think she was.
Think so, which is a robbery, but
such a robbery.
Crazy. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure. If I'm not, then bully me in the comments.
That's true.
Wait, going back for a second to his character, I feel like, I don't know, what's to say he won't flip on a dime again like he did when he almost rejected his son and walked away? I feel like that's sort of a lack of growth. Deciding to come back. Well, what if that happens again tomorrow? I felt like
that was a bit out of character, honestly, at the end.
Really? Why?
Like, because he'd been in prison so long and was like writing to her and about the boy, like he was so excited to like
And he brought the
finally see them. Exactly, like it was so sweet. And then it was like
the lion at that.
In the first like 2 minutes of it just being awkward, he was like, "Yeah, I'm a dick." It was like
that was
so
6 years in prison. I think it would take more than 2 minutes
perspective,
to like, give up on your dream.
He finally sees this like little innocent, untarnished by the world little boy. And he thinks, well, shoot, I'm wild at heart. I don't want to mess this kid up. And so he thinks, I gotta go. I can't do this.
So maybe I'm blaming him too harshly. Like maybe that.
I
don't
think
know.
from his perspective, he was being selfless. But really, I think he was just being scared that he was going to mess it up again. And of course,
but that can't not
the good
the
witch
for me. Like,
does.
That felt, I don't know. I didn't like that.
I know if it works for you, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't know what to say.
Thoughts about the lion, the lion. On the nose metaphor.
Yeah, right.
No, I liked the
like,
shoe scene actually when she clicked her heels together and.
Oh, that was so sad.
That was so sad.
Yes, it's after Bobby Peru like sexually assaults her,
and that was on the nose, but that felt very appropriate.
Yes, and I noted at the beginning of the scene, like she was wearing ruby slippers, and
I didn't think that was cringe. I thought that was actually really beautiful.
Clicking her heels together, like just hoping she can go home. It's like the exact same shot from the end of Wizard of Oz. And good. Yeah, and it's this longing to go to a safe place that is home when she doesn't have a home, you know?
Yeah.
A place that does not exist.
I did mark that. Wait. Oh, yeah, that she said, sometimes when we're making love, you just about take me right over the rainbow. And so that was the colors that overdubbed.
Yeah.
And I kind of forgot that line was mentioned, but then when I went back and researched it, I was like, oh, like, that's why there's like the dramatic reds and yellows. And then there's that one part where it goes over the whole color spectrum.
Yeah. I feel like I had pointed this out in when we were talking of how in the first sex scene, like it like flashes red. There's like a red filter that comes on over, and then in the second one it's yellow.
Yes.
The third one it's red, and then I think there's like that one scene where it's like the whole spectrum of colors.
There was green at some point later on. Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of my.
How did you?
I think that's when like she gets pregnant.
She
was saying that takes me like over the rainbow or whatever, and like at that point she gets pregnant because that's about when they like arrive in the town, and then she's like sick for a couple days and she like figures out she's pregnant. So I feel like that was kind of probably some sort of metaphor, like implying that she had like gotten pregnant at that
good
scene.
Call. I was wondering about what the colors meant.
But it was at first, it was just like really weird, like on the viewing experience. Of, like,
no, but it felt pretty earned, like after the movie, putting it together.
Yeah,
I liked that. Yeah.
See, that's the kind of stuff like I wish I'd gone and watched this a second time.
I know.
Yeah.
One day.
One day, yeah.
Sometime.
Do you think you will watch this a second time ever, Sarah?
I don't know, guys. I mean, it just was such a like visceral experience. I don't know if I want that again. But I'd watch it again like with friends.
Yeah.
I don't think I could watch it by myself again. No.
That's fair.
Would you both watch it alone?
Oh, 100%.
I would definitely watch this again. I feel like I would watch it alone. I
would.
I mean, it was great watching it with you guys. You were the right kind of audience. That's the thing. You would have to know your audience though, to like watch it.
Like I'm not going to watch
throw that on
like
with the grandparents.
With the grandparents, with my sister. Like,
all right, guys.
And Netflix and chill.
Christmas
okay,
time.
Wild at Heart.
Netflix and
that'd be a crazy movie.
I don't think this is a crazy Netflix and chill movie.
I don't think I would.
I don't know. It depends on the situation.
I
guess like Bobby Peru comes on. I'm not.
It's like okay. You can watch the first 2/3 of the movie. Netflix and chill.
Wait, I was seeing
nasty teeth.
In a fairly recent interview, I think from like 2019, Willem Dafoe said David Lynch like didn't really leave Dafoe any like room for interpretation. Like he gave him his outfits. He like told him how he wanted him to act, and he made him get dentures.
Yes,
like, he sent him to the dentist to get like real or like fake teeth.
Oh my god!
They went over his teeth.
It was like
we all
like
thought
you
they were
could tell.
braces. Yeah, at first.
At first I thought it was,
But like then you get a close up look at it, and it's just disgusting. These giant gums with these rotten teeth.
Oh,
and
he didn't improvise any of that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, well I guess he like couldn't close his mouth.
That was the thing
dentures.
he was saying. Yeah, it was like the thing was so big in his mouth
Yeah.
that like his lips were like pulled back.
And that just
so kinda,
informed
like, gross.
the
Yeah.
entirety of his performance. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was so smart.
And Willem Dafoe's another actor who it's almost a wonder he didn't work with Lynch more.
I know, he's
considering
perfect.
he's
for
so
these
perfect.
movies.
That would've been
But I guess he's like, maybe he's too mainstream, like his paycheck was too large. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if at the time, I mean, I guess he was doing a lot of stuff.
I mean,
at the time.
was this like pre Boondock Saints, post Boondock Saints?
What year was this?
I was trying to figure out.
This was 90.
It was 90.
Yeah.
So like, where was he at in his career at that point?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's look.
Because I was trying to gauge that because I was like, was this like an up and coming role for him? Was this just like kind of a
Where was he in the credits?
shoulder,
Do we
like he
remember?
He was
listed
pretty early
high?
on.
He was like third on the title
Yeah,
card.
so I'm like waiting for him the whole movie, and
Yeah.
then he doesn't show up for a while.
Not until like the third act, I
Yeah.
would say.
Do we think?
Oh, wait, he's been making movies since 1980.
Oh, okay.
But it looked like, yeah, this was one of his. Oh, he was in Platoon. That's a very.
Oh,
I've never
right.
seen
Oh,
Platoon.
I haven't
that was,
either.
and that was before this one. Yeah.
He was in Born the 4th of July with Tom
Cruise.
Cruise.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And he was in Crybaby with Johnny Depp. It's a John Waters movie.
Oh, I've not seen
Never
that.
seen it. All three right before. Wow,
Makes sense for him to be in a John Waters movie.
I know. I know.
He fits the David Lynch universe like so well.
He does.
He
Like and love.
does. He was so good. Oh my god.
Yeah, Bobby Perusa, just a crazy character.
Guy.
Such a little slime ball.
He's so slimy. Like,
Just everything out of his mouth is like.
Yeah,
"Ugh."
it was-
yeah, like I want to take a shower
I
after hearing it. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
He was great though. Like, he was definitely a highlight.
no, yeah, there's just so many good performances in this movie.
What'd you think of the mom lipstick scene? I
Oh
rewatched that.
my
recently.
gosh.
Wait, was
Yeah.
that when she like paints
Yeah.
her face
Yes.
red?
Yeah.
Why did she do that?
I don't know.
Why
I
do
don't
we think
really
she
know,
did that?
But the video I watched, it compared that to when they find the girl who gets in the car accident. This is
Who
interesting.
another Twin Peaks actor, the girl who played
really?
Audrey in that show, yeah.
Oh. I didn't
And
know that.
Eraser, the guy who played the guy from Eraserhead, is there for a little bit, and he's also a Twin Peaks character.
Wait,
He might be
sorry.
the one who found Laura Palmer.
Okay, her dying words are, quote, "Get my lipstick, it's in my purse." So, like, what is lipstick
that's-
in this movie?
That's an interesting
Yeah.
shot.
I know.
That's an interesting
And that's such a sad scene. I guess Lynch's direction for her was to act like a broken ceramic
Yeah,
doll.
I read that. That's so
And
sad.
I guess that's like the vision he had of her, like after meeting her or something.
But then it doesn't come up again, which is interesting. It's
Yeah,
just sort of a
it's-
bad
yeah.
omen.
I mean,
that
I
sets
think
the
it's
tone.
sort of the turning point of the film, where up to that point it's a road trip movie and
But it does
like
get dark
messed
after
up things
that.
are happening, but
Yeah.
ultimately like they're having fun, and then they find just this terrible thing. This girl's dead and she doesn't even know it yet.
Remember when she scratches her head and then she's like,
Dude,
"Ugh!"
like I'm
All of us
gagging
are
just
like-
like remembering.
That was so
yeah,
gross. That was so gross.
I'd forgotten about that too. Because I thought just off memory, I thought she was like bleeding out or whatever. But it was just kind of it was a very grounding scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Because even like the violence before then had just kind of been like over the top, but that was like that was handled in a very like sober.
Sober, yes.
Yeah, very sober attitude about it. Whereas like some of the other stuff had been handled maybe like somewhat irreverently or whatever.
And it was pretty quick too. I don't remember it being a very long scene.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like.
And you could tell like
rushed
how
over, but-
how shook Laura Dern's character was.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
it was definitely like tough to watch.
It's interesting. Like the scene isn't of all the violence in the movie. This one, the one that shakes them up, is this is an accident. This wasn't like done by anybody in particular. This is, I mean, unless I'm remembering wrong, it's just a car crash, and it's like maybe it's not necessarily on his fault. It doesn't even matter like what circumstances led to it happening. It's just this is what happened, and this is the innocent human being that
Oh, I didn't think about
all
that.
she's worried about is her mom being mad at her. That just suffers from it, and that's the violence that I think Lynch is critiquing throughout and painting a sort of caricature of. And maybe he succeeds in that critique, maybe he doesn't. And I think that disagreement is where a lot of people find controversy in the film.
That was a really good mini synopsis.
Why,
Good
thank
job.
you.
That's awesome.
Off the dome.
I liked that scene because that didn't feel unnecessary.
No.
You're right. It was a turning point in the movie. I like that part.
Yeah. I'm curious. Wait, Sarah, I wanted to get your thoughts on this, especially too, because we've been mentioning it, and Dylan, I'm curious if you picked up on these themes at all. Having Laura Dern's mother in the film was really cool.
Yes.
That was just such a fun discovery to make later on. On the themes of motherhood, I'm curious because I think there was some of that was definitely prevalent throughout the film. Especially when Laura Dern's character is nervous about getting pregnant.
Yes.
And it wasn't necessarily because of Sailor, but I think maybe because she didn't want to end up like her mother, because her mother's like the psycho in the movie chasing them. I think she's her fear
the
comes
Wicked
from
Witch
that.
of the West.
Yeah.
Which I think she's, to some extent, Lula is running away from that fear of herself becoming that, but also becoming that to like her child.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I had a question. Okay, was the reason why they were on the run because they were running away from the mother, or because he broke parole, or both?
I think it was both.
I think it was both. Yeah.
Because I feel like we kind of forgot about the parole thing.
They really did.
The movie.
Just
because the cops don't chase him; it's just the assassins that the mother
it's just
sends.
You don't really get the sense that like the cops are after them or anything.
Yeah.
I don't think the stakes were high in that regard.
Right.
I was reading that today. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he broke parole.
Yeah. What was the name of the assassin guy that the mom was like dating?
Shoot. Yeah, the one
because he shows up in the hotel too in that really funny scene with the British guy, which we should mention at some point.
Gosh.
That was crazy.
And she has the quote about like he's like they went buffalo hunting.
Yeah.
She was like, what?
Marcellus Santos?
Santos.
Yeah.
Santos.
Oh, and Christmas Dell. What was Christmas?
Christmas Dell.
Okay.
We'll come back to Christmas Dell. Put a pin on Christmas Dell.
I don't even want to get into that, but that made me uncomfortable.
Wait, the sandwich.
Okay, gather ourselves.
I did not like watching
Let's
that.
gather ourselves.
Okay.
Isaac, you were asking
You were
a
saying
question.
motherhood.
Yes, on the topic of motherhood. Was there anything that stuck out to you guys about motherhood in the film? Because I felt like that was one thing I was trying to pick up on, especially with how sometimes Lynch handles his female characters in problematic ways.
Yeah,
also in good ways sometimes. But yeah, I feel like motherhood's not necessarily as big of a one that you see in other films. So I was curious, if it stuck out to you.
I feel like I gotta watch this again, and have that angle in mind. But you definitely see it with Lula and Pace. But you do sort of wonder, like, did she sacrifice anything, like, to be a mother? Does she still have?
She sacrificed everything to be a mother.
Well, yeah, exactly. So
it's been 5 years.
And like,
is she 20 when the movie's happening?
She was very
20.
young, like, at least from what I remember.
I wonder how old the mom was when she had her. I don't think that's ever really mentioned. What strikes me, just thinking about motherhood, is at the beginning, the mom wants to sleep with Sailor.
Yeah.
And then he rejects her.
And that's sort of what, like, starts the whole...
off. Yeah. And so I don't know if this really answers the motherhood question, but definitely, like, I don't know, Lynch is definitely, like, toying with our looming insecurities and, like, rejections. And that's interesting that first comes from Lula's mom before it kind of comes from her herself.
Yeah.
That was definitely a pretty early thing we saw.
I like that. I feel like also, like, playing off of that, probably is more of, like, a bigger topic, because motherhood's probably a sub-genre of, how he plays into, like, the insecurities. I'm curious, were there other, like, moments of that, of, like, insecurities, whether that be... And it's great because he does those in a lot of ways, whether it be, like, emotional, sexual, mental, like, all kinds of ways that he has characters, like, feel bad about themselves and the environment they're in. Like, I love how he kind of builds, like, a claustrophobic feeling about characters, like, in that way. I'm just curious, like, any like, examples like that stick out to you guys?
Oh, that's a really good question. Do we see that from Sailor at all?
See, I feel like that's interesting. I would say he feels insecure around Bobby Peru, because I feel like there's already the implication that, like, Bobby Peru was, like, messing with Lula, or at least that he was, like, attracted to her, like, flirting with her. Like, he gets that way when you see him beat up the guy in the club at the start of the film, and when the guy makes fun of his jacket. So, I mean, at like a base level, he's like defending his honor.
Yes.
But I feel Bobby Peru gets, like, the reason he goes and robs the bank is because Bobby Peru convinces him, like, look, you're not going to have the money to provide for your family. Like,
yeah.
I can provide you that opportunity. Like, Bobby Peru is true, like, a slime ball, but he's, like, kind of debonair in his own, like, murky, like, sewer way. And he's kind of got the same confidence, at least, that Sailor does. So I think to that extent, Sailor sees maybe, like, I don't know.
Dark reflection.
Yeah, this darker, like, unchained version of himself.
That's
Bobby Peru.
really interesting, Isaac.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it that way.
It is interesting that, like, fatherhood for Sailor is, like, a choice that he can run away from or run back to.
Yeah.
And for Lula, it's like not even a question. Like, Pace is staying with her, she's staying with Pace, and that's that.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe that's problematic. Maybe
it's totally problematic.
Yeah. No, that's a great catch.
I hated that part of the movie. Yeah.
No, yeah. Tell us more.
No, I mean,
I feel like my thoughts are so, like, unfiltered about that, though. I wish I had more to say specifically to that. Well, okay, throughout the movie, I was saying to both of you, this is so male gazy. This is so male gazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes from what we were talking about earlier, just, like, the nudity not really having much of a place in the movie. I mean, except for the sex scenes we kind of already talked about.
Yeah.
But I really feel like
there would just be a scene with a bunch of topless ladies.
Yeah. And that, like, what purpose did that serve? That was so ridiculous. I didn't like that at all. And then I feel like there's this broader question that with David Lynch's female characters, I haven't seen as much as you guys have, so I could be wrong. But from what I've seen so far, I feel like he can either do it pretty well or pretty not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't disagree.
Yeah. With Mulholland Drive, why is it that Naomi Watts gets all the credit for it, but, like, the other girl was so good too? I feel like those are both really good performances. And then with this, Laura Dern was so good, but, like, where did all the other female characterization go? Did we use it all up on Laura Dern?
I think there's a good amount for the mother.
I think it's fine, but it gets kind of lost. I don't even really remember what happens to her. Do you?
They throw water on the painting and she disappears.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's the Wicked Witch.
And that's where the metaphor ends, I guess. I just feel like some of the other characters, the male characters, get so much more, like, time and attention for their arcs. And I don't think the other female characters really do. Now, that could be a very simplistic claim, but yeah, that's kind of, that rubbed me the wrong way a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, aside from Lula, like, and the mother, there really aren't any female characters.
There's the lady in the blonde wig.
That's right, yeah. Who was, like, has some sort of past with Sailor.
Yeah, that's not really explained. Mm-hmm. But somehow they're friends, but then she double crosses him.
Yeah. Was that the lady from
Isabella
Blue Velvet?
Rossellini, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great actress.
Yeah, she was good. I wish she had more material.
I'm curious your guys' opinion, because I feel like this question has propped up in my mind since watching it. If it's like a male gaze fantasy or whatever, is Sailor then the main character, or is Lula the main character, or are they both the main character?
That is a good question.
Is this because it is a duo, because it's a romance, but it's also, like, so much of it plays into, I feel like
whose movie is this?
Yeah.
Is this Nick Cage's movie? Is this Laura Dern's movie?
Because you can read it both ways, I think.
Yes.
Because I think you can read it as Laura Dern's running from home. She's in this super dark world. She's got a crazy boyfriend who she's in love with. She gets pregnant. Her mother's crazy. Or you could look at it from Sailor's perspective of, like, he's in this crazy world. He's got this girl he's in love with. Mm-hmm. He's kind of a badass. He robs a bank. He's got assassins after him. Mm-hmm. So
he's a rebel. He's got an Elvis voice.
He lives in a rock and roll, hypersexualized
snakeskin
world.
jacket that represents a symbol of his personal individuality and his sense of personal freedom.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah, I feel like it's, and maybe they coexist as, like, two main characters in the movie, but I feel like it's the kind of movie where you can watch it one way or the other.
I would agree.
As opposed to, like, simultaneously.
Like, is When Harry Met Sally, like, Harry's or Sally's movie? Like, I don't think there's a clear answer to that.
Right.
And I would say...
What? That's such a guy thing to say.
What?
I think that's nice that you guys
true.
are
That's
trying to be
probably
like
true.
progressive, but both of these movies are focalized through the guy's point of view. We see more of Nicolas Cage than we do of Laura Dern. You see more of Harry. Harry's the one that runs to Sally at the party. She doesn't run to him.
But if
That's
you think,
true.
like, too, we also see so much more of, like, Laura Dern's internalized, like, struggle and
Yes.
her trauma, whereas Nick Cage, we kind of just see him, like, walking around in his sunglasses.
He's just doing his thing.
Which is, like...
Yeah, but
I don't
let's just
know.
say
She gets
that,
the
like,
she gets the
guy looking
characterization.
cooler,
She's
the
the
guy looks
anchor.
so
That's true.
cool,
Yeah. Is it
and
just
the girl
like...
goes through all the personal strife and tragedy.
I guess that's true. Like, does it just play into a trope of, like, I don't know, like, she's, like, emotional and, like, damaged, and he's just, like a guy with, like, his guy problems? Or is it, like, the flip side of, like, he's just off, like, doing nothing, and she's the only one, like, actually suffering, while he's just making, like, irresponsible choices, like robbing a bank with this, like...
With Bobby Peru.
Yeah, that
whose
guy.
head explodes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That was
That was
That was
crazy.
awesome.
I did not see that coming.
me neither. That was crazy. I think it can be truthfully read both ways, but just unfortunately, I think with these male directors, a lot of the time, there's not a lot of room for focalizing through the female perspective the entire time. I mean, with Harry Met Sally, that example, they had to like write the famous Cat's Diner scene into the movie after there wasn't enough female perspective.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that either.
So
That's great to learn.
at least we're like coming a long way, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it can be read either way, but unfortunately, it's probably not.
It's probably
Yeah.
Sailor.
So then, yeah, if Sailor's the main character, I feel like that changes the interpretation of the film, at least in different ways. Because he's the one then with the revelation at the end.
The
like,
hero
Yeah.
of the story.
Exactly. The hero. Because that's
Right,
the thing,
and
too,
that's
is
what
he's a
made me
problematic character.
Yes, he
That-
is. That's what made me feel so weird at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, why is he having a change of heart?
Yeah.
Did you see it? Like when you watched it, did you view it as her movie more?
I think off of first watch, like I viewed it just as like both of them, like it's the romance. They're both the main characters.
Yeah.
But I think on reflection, I was like, she's got much more of like a personal story where he's probably just got like more screen time and is having like more weird stuff happen to him. Like these musical numbers, like that's
gosh.
very like main
Like
character
grabbing
kind
the
of
mic
moment.
from the band.
Grab the mic from the band and be like,
After they're
"Do you
playing,
know this
like-
one?"
After they're playing like some heavy rock or something, like
Yeah.
getting into
And then they
some Elvis.
bust out like an Elvis joint. I'm
Yeah.
like,
And
okay.
then the whole conflict is about her. How like there's another guy who thinks it's after her.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
what? Where's her agency?
Yeah.
She's so passively there the entire time.
Yeah. Which, yeah, I think it's just me trying to understand like what Lynch was going for here. Like, is he trying to make a movie about both of them, or are we supposed to focus in on one or the other, or just rewatch it and then focus on like one character one time and one character another time? I was watching his interview that he did before this movie. The movie was almost X-rated.
What?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
That's
way.
right. That's right.
What?
Because
And-
NC-17 didn't
Sex.
exist at
You
the
were
time.
talking about how people were almost walking, or people were walking out of test screenings. If you guys remember the really uncomfortable like torture scene at the end where
with Harry Dean Stanton.
Stanton's character is like, he gets shot, but he's like in that dark room with like the weird
Wait,
lady.
the car one?
No, it's like later in the movie when he's got like duct tape on his mouth.
Yes,
and
yeah.
she like
It's got
leaves, like
the duct tape has lipstick on
kiss,
it.
which
Yeah,
that's another lipstick shot, I guess.
Yeah. What is
Um,
with lipstick in this
but-
movie?
They were drawn. Apparently, that scene was like, that was the scene that was like longer, and it was like apparently like really uncomfortable or whatever. Like it was way worse, and so he
Get
like
outta here.
chopped it.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I think he
I don't know.
cut it a
He's-
good amount.
I'm like, yeah, clearly it
Dang,
must have
like-
been bad. Like if it couldn't like be on par with the other stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know like what he's going for sometimes, and I find that mystery just to be so interesting. Of like, you've got these great characters here. What are you trying to teach us at the end of the day, or at
What are you
least
trying
give
to
us your
say?
your perspective on
And
the world.
what is the film saying? Like,
Yeah,
we're talking about a lot about like he's saying something, but
yeah,
what is it saying? And I don't know, maybe just find love and
Yeah, I guess
go
it's a lot
after
of
it.
like playing into fantasy until it becomes real.
yeah.
I like that. Wait, yeah,
Like let's chase, the rainbow. Let's follow our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
And
which feels very Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it's whimsical.
Yeah.
Not all parts of it are whimsical.
No.
The ending is. I guess that's what teaches us.
But find the whimsical parts and cling on to them.
Okay, now it's time to read some of our favorite quotes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I have a whole list.
Almost like a duck on a June bug.
I didn't even put the whole snakeskin jacket quote on here. Did you have it memorized?
Yes, it's okay. Wait, I probably can't do the accent, but he's like, "This here is my snakeskin jacket. This is a symbol of my individuality and my belief in personal freedom."
Yeah, no, that's on the money.
That was pretty good.
And he says the whole thing multiple times.
At least twice, if not 3 or 4 times. Yeah.
Like the first time he sees it, she's picking
because
up.
she brings it to him, and then
After-
he says, "Did you know?" Da, 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 and she says, "Yeah, you told me about 50 times."
Honey, you brought my snakeskin jacket.
It's
I
time
would
to,
tell you.
time to level up the wardrobe.
I think I would pull it off, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I also wrote, "They say the eagle flies on Friday."
Yes!
I don't remember what scene that's
That was so
from.
funny. No, that's when the car pulls up. Willem Dafoe and Isabella Rossellini are in the car. And they pull up. Read it again.
They say the eagle flies on Friday. I wrote that down too.
Because that was the one I completely remembered. I was like, that's so
And
funny.
I think did we all like just
I think
bust
we
out
all
laughing?
Because how could you not? It's
Oh
so
my gosh,
bizarre.
Do you have the one saved of what he says to the kid? Like,
No.
because he says something. Okay, wait. I
Something
might have to find it.
ridiculous.
He says something absurd to the kid. Like,
You're
hold on.
right.
I gotta
Oh,
find
I
this.
should've
Please
written
do,
that
please
down.
do.
It's
No.
when
I forgot. We all laughed at that part too.
No,
I
you
think.
you keep reading some of yours. I'll find it real quick here.
Well, we already said when the Good Witch says, "If you are truly wild at heart, you'll fight for your dreams."
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
good witch.
And then this, I think, was my favorite. "Baby, you got me hotter than Georgia asphalt."
Oh, that was crazy.
That was so.
Yeah,
No, some of the pillow talk was ridiculous.
They were so funny.
it was. I liked how it was written.
That's
though.
all
Like, there
I
was
had.
some like
except
fun
for- and
dialogue.
then
It was
the
memorable.
homosexuals
I thought.
were
Yes.
said it.
Okay, wait. Here,
You
I
taught
got
me a
this.
valuable lesson on life.
That's how it ends.
That was so good.
And then I also wrote, and I've already said this, that anytime he calls her Peanut, it just feels plain unreal. I don't think
fair.
it's
That's
real.
fair. Yeah, so it's when he gets up, he's like about to leave his kid, and he's like, "If ever something don't feel right to you, remember what Pancho said to the Cisco kid.
Yes!
Let's win before we're dancing at the end of a rope without music." I meant to look up what that reference was.
Well,
I did
yeah,
not.
I don't know what that means.
And now here we are, just like still laughing about it because it makes no sense.
Pun- that feels like some like it's got to be some like 50s like Western cereal
yeah,
or something.
Absolutely.
Something Lynch like grew up
Yeah.
with, or just like from whatever time Lynch grew up with.
Yeah.
And
Man, we should have looked that up.
we should have.
That's okay.
Back on like a thematic side note though, I did want to like get on this side quest though
Please.
of how that is like definitely something that's probably like Western coded or has like Western tropes in it.
Oh yeah.
Of how there's such a heavy like Western trope in this movie,
Yeah.
which
Yes.
isn't in his other movies. So
Yeah.
I liked seeing that in here.
No, yeah, Lynch, I
yeah.
think, was definitely a big fan of Westerns. There's some Searchers influence, I think, in Twin Peaks. And if either of you know what his last acting performance ever,
Oh, it was
was-
in The Fablemans.
yeah, he plays
I believe.
John Ford.
Oh, see, I still haven't seen that one yet. My bad.
Spoiler alert, but that's like my favorite scene in the movie. No,
that's
maybe
awesome.
not my favorite scene. My favorite, I don't know, I just love David Lynch. And I love seeing him act, and he does such a great job in that moment. But I don't know, he had a lot of fondness for Westerns, I think. And it's interesting to see him pay like some homage to it in a weird way.
Yeah, it felt very Western vibey. I liked it. It was ruined by the Wizard of Oz stuff. though.
No,
I'm
it was
sorry.
made better.
No, it wasn't.
so
But you get like your
awesome.
town in the middle of the desert. You get your bank robbery. Like
Yes.
you get
You
your
call
romance.
things the Yellow Brick Road. Like, what?
You're just saying good things and acting like they're bad things.
I didn't mind them when they were like a little more subtle, but when they were so on the nose, like the bubble at the end, that just bothered me so much. I mean, that didn't feel real, right? That totally like
It's not supposed to feel real.
So like at the end of the day, if it's a Wizard of Oz metaphor or something.
what does the metaphor mean, guys?
I don't know. See, I can say like some absurd stuff of like.
See, we can just act.
About,
we can just
like,
say like some nonsense and act
Yeah,
like we know
like,
what we're
you
talking
all a
about.
metaphor.
And
I feel
No,
like
we're all English majors. We
Yeah.
can bullshit all day long. But what does
Exactly.
it mean?
I don't know. I feel like the meta answer might have something to do with like, just like, I think playing into what you've kind of touched on of escaping reality and
Yes.
finding what's
Yeah.
real in your life. But with how much like coded Hollywood trope-esque things there are in this film, I feel like maybe it applies in a more broad range to cinema in an extent of like, you've got your allusions to like contemporary media, you've got like Western influence, you've got
yeah,
hyper violence, sex, all that good stuff. You've got comedy, like it kind of checks all the boxes.
It does.
It's over the top, but at the end of the day, it's all like it's a farce. Like it's kind of
it's a farce.
yeah. It's just it's all show and tell, and kind of at the end of the day, how it's like yeah, you just gotta follow your dreams. So I think it's like I don't know, maybe moving past the noise of whatever felt like 90s America, whether that was more like media culture or just like American culture, and kind of just trying to just find like I like the message at the end of the film of being a broken person and finding love with another broken person and trying to like live your life and just do a good thing
Hard agree.
in the world. So I feel like that really stuck with me at the end of the movie, is because she's been through a lot, he's been through a lot, but they still stick together to try and make it work.
Yeah.
Which I thought was like, super admirable. Like I just liked seeing that.
I think you really nailed it.
I
think
mean, I
that's
like
a good
that
a good
too.
summary. I
tangent
think
there.
yeah. I mean, and I think too, like with the fantasy, the farce of it all, like it's sort of what happens when that farce, that little fantasy world these people escape to, like also becomes corrupted in itself, and like what happens when Oz is also just like no longer an escape, but
Yeah.
something wicked.
Do you think like I don't know, just playing into the metaphor, because like the Wizard of Oz thing was so on the nose that I feel like we have to read into that a little bit.
Yes. I mean, he wouldn't put it in if he didn't want us to read it.
Right.
in some
So
way.
to you guys, is the wizard essentially, and kind of like the reveal of that, is that what's like, is the wake up call the car crash? Is the wake up call kind of just when she gets pregnant? Is it like, okay, like we've been on the run, we've been having fun, but now we got to like kind of take accountability for our future? Like what's the wake up call?
What do you mean?
I'm kinda
Like
curious.
like finding the man behind the curtain, sort of?
Yeah, is that present in this movie? Because I feel like it is to an
Yeah.
extent.
I mean,
but
I think there are a
can't put
couple
my
wake
finger
up
on it.
calls, like
Yeah.
like we were talking about with the accident, and the pregnancy, and just these very grounding moments.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of this is like grounding moments that are sometimes just casually dropped amidst, in the midst of all the chaos, like with all the sad lore drops for Laura Dern.
Yeah.
And I don't know, speaking of sad lore drops, we do still need to talk about the Dell story.
Oh,
That was so dumb. That was ridiculous. Why was he eating all those sandwiches? What did that mean?
Okay, wait, I'm curious.
Didn't
Why
care.
are we so
Don't
critical of
care.
Christmas Dell?
Don't. I like that it was Crispin Glover. That was silly.
Yes, Crispin Glover. I love
I hated that whole sequence. It made me so uncomfortable.
I loved that scene.
What was? Do you guys remember the context of why she was telling him that story?
Not at all.
Okay, because I forget too, but I was reading about the deleted scenes.
Okay.
Oh,
In the
more
deleted-
cockroaches?
Yes, it's actually so bad. This is crazy. It's about to take a dark turn. In the deleted scenes, she tells him the story because Dell rapes her, like as part of the backstory. And yeah, he did not. Obviously, I don't think he included that in the final cut because I think that would have stood out. So that's
Crazy.
so he cut that part out of the story, which I actually appreciate because
Yeah.
that kind of changes the tone of everything.
It does very
But-
much.
Within back to the context of that scene, what did you guys think? Because the cockroaches, I've had so much trauma with cockroaches this semester that I'm just not even. I couldn't watch the pants scene. Like I had to avert my eyes. But the "I'm making my lunch" was also like a top 3 quote from the film.
It was very like George
It was
McFly. Like
So dumb.
it was.
I don't know. I didn't get it.
Same with like the rubber gloves. It was like the people with the rubber gloves
The
are gonna
black
take you
rubber
away.
gloves were gonna
That
take.
doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
So-
Aliens. Like,
okay.
is that some sort of
Let's
paranoia?
Let's think about like maybe Cold War paranoia, like
I don't even know.
Area 51, mysterious people in suits.
Aliens.
No, but okay. So Dell is this person very obsessed. He's obsessed with Christmas, so they call him Christmas Dell.
Isn't he only in that one scene? Too?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's never,
What purpose
never.
does
Jingle
serve
Dell.
this movie?
Jingle Dell. Jingle Dell is yeah. Jingle Dell. Thank you. And I think the Christmas obsession, I think, is something to be said about, like.
He wants it to be joyful all year
Yes,
round.
he wants to
And
escape.
He wants happiness.
Well, yeah, he wants to
escape
escape
and
to
fantasy.
escapism and fantasy. He wants Christmas and Christmas magic and joy and
This movie
jolliness.
is so on the nose.
And-
It bothers me. Like, oh my
He has this like weird crisis. He makes like hundreds of their sandwiches all over the floor
so weird.
because he's
Yeah.
and
like
she,
this was a weird movie.
she's like,
that was
"What-
one of the weirdest.
what are you
scenes.
doing? And he just flips out. I'm making my lunch. And
There was like he took a really long pause too.
yes,
before
Yeah,
he
he
such
said
a
did.
that.
long pause.
And
Like,
that
you
made the
can't
line
do it justice.
delivery so good because I don't think we all laughed at first, and then you and me laughed, and then we were all like,
Yes, yes. It was wonderful. Like I don't know what to make of the sandwiches.
I want to say that like the nudity came before that with like the girls because I remember being really pissed off.
It was like interspersed. It was like
it was
everywhere.
Weird. I was mad during that scene, but when that came on, I chuckled a little. I was like, "This."
I feel like he had one other odd trait. Am I forgetting something? Like,
Dell?
He had
I can't
another.
remember. I rewatched
behavior
that scene
was odd.
today. Aside from the cockroach thing,
Yeah.
he had cockroaches in his.
But what was the
underpants.
deal with the cockroaches? Like he just like liked the bugs.
Did
Like,
he
it was
did
just-
he like them in? Did he put them in, or did they just end up in there?
No, I think it was a choice.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Really? Oh, I
There's
don't
the
know that.
bit of him like adjusting his pants. Like,
Oh, I couldn't. Oh my gosh, no,
Stupid.
not happening. Not happening.
Jingle Dell. Yeah.
But that was probably the only moment in the film, like the only scene that contributed absolutely nothing to the story.
That was
or
the
just,
only
like,
scene.
It's
I mean-
this person describes it as a non sequitur scene. Oh,
Okay.
but this person says it's not a non sequitur. It's directly remarking on the underlying obsessive madness and fantasy symbolism used throughout the film. That's user Zorro means fox on Reddit.
I'm gonna call reach on that one.
Yeah.
No offense.
I agree. I feel like it didn't serve a whole lot.
Yeah.
I can't believe none of us remember the context either. That goes to show it didn't really leave a.
She was
Impression.
telling a story about her uncle Dell.
No,
No,
cousin.
It was
though.
her
Cousin
cousin.
Dale.
It was her cousin. Yeah.
Yeah. All these like this talk about like her extended family and just in general, she feels like a very real like Southern lady.
What?
Like just I don't know the way her
I
behavior.
get
She
that, though,
acted
with,
like a
the
real
family ties.
person. These family ties and just I don't know. She felt relatively grounded. Like this is somebody that I would meet in the
yes.
rural South.
No, I agree. I don't think Southern lady was.
Yeah. Okay.
defined.
I feel like
wrong
she
word.
did play
Like,
up the Southern persona.
Oh,
like,
100%.
Like with the accent
This
and
is-
everything.
She did.
It's
I mean,
You know what I was
Yes.
thinking? This is almost like the evil cousin of Steel Magnolias.
I've never
If
seen.
no,
neither have I, unfortunately.
Sorry.
you need someone who would appreciate that comparison. Watch the Steel Magnolias. That was like episode 2 of this podcast.
We'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
We'll take your word for it.
Anywho,
But yeah, she's like a Southern girl in a Western world. It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to watch it again for the mom specifically. I wonder if there's more there that I'm
yeah,
just
I
not
do
getting,
want to look at it
you
from the
know?
motherhood angle.
Yeah. Because I remember there was a lot of parts of her performance I did like the lipstick scene and just how like crazy she was.
What do we make of that? Like, was there a reason for that beyond "I'm crazy"? Look how crazy I am. I feel like there has to be.
I mean, I was reading it a lot as like paranoia and mania about the future. I mean,
Why red lipstick specifically?
I mean, yeah, just back on the lipstick thread. I'm
Wait, so how many lipstick references are there? There's
don't know.
that.
So
there's
we've called
the
out
guard.
3.
What was the third?
The duct tape?
Right.
Yeah, when he's duct taped, she kisses him and like it leaves like.
Which I don't know if this movie like invented that imagery, red lipstick on duct tape, because like
this movie didn't invent that.
No.
That's like a thing.
yeah, I know.
I mean,
it's like
by
a
the
thing.
90s, I would think somebody had done it beforehand.
But you're right. It was like a very pervasive image throughout.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always the stand-in for like sexuality, but we didn't need a stand-in for that. It was there.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know what it meant.
And like the freaky lady in this.
I'm curious, what do we think of? Because this is an interesting aside. Harry Dean Stanton's character is like the only chill guy in the film.
Yeah.
The only normal person.
I felt so bad for
and
him
he gets
because he
murdered.
Like,
he gets shot in the head.
I mean, he liked the mom, and the mom was crazy, and he was just trying to help out.
And
trying
there's
to be
like
a
kind
chill
of
guy.
emotional scene between them too, where they were
Yeah.
like reaffirming their love for each other.
Oh
I was
my
like,
gosh.
whoa. That felt kind of out of place, but like it was good.
Like the
Like,
way he
I love
says
that
"I
part.
love you" is so sincere,
I
and
know.
like you believe that, and you want him to find love,
Yeah.
and you know you can't find it with this crazy woman. Like it's not.
Yeah.
And he ain't deserve what he got. Free my boy.
He got screwed over.
What's
He showed
the
up
death
in
count
Twin
this
Peaks.
movie? How many people died?
Season 3. I don't know.
He
Wait.
does. I guess not a lot. Yeah. I mean,
That's a great question. I mean, we've got the people in the car crash. We got Bobby Peru. We got Harry Dean Stanton. Santos kind of
Did
like
Santos?
disappears and like
Yeah.
he never
Wait.
comes
What
back.
happened to Santos?
Which I
Wait,
think
yeah,
is
what
also
did
an
happen to
interesting
him?
thread that never gets resolved. Is like,
oh, that's right. Because we see him
hadn't thought
getting
about that.
like, yeah.
or no, yeah, he comes up again at the end because he's like back together with the mom. Because they take Laura Dern after
That's
he's
right.
at the prison.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but we never see him after that, which is weird. It's like, did he go from like mafia boss to like heteronormative like stepdad? Like, like what was the transition there?
True.
But yeah,
I forgot about him.
because he's another weird side character. I'm sorry, I feel like I got us off topic there.
No. I mean, I don't know if we had a topic.
Yeah. Just like trying to trace the threads. Oh yeah, we were talking death count. We were talking death count. But that's the thing of like, and that's so true with so many Lynch films of the characters that just come in and out.
Yeah.
And you kind of just have to like know who you're latching onto. Like you
Well, then
gotta,
with someone like Chris Vostell, should we like be more kind to him? Maybe he did serve a purpose that we just didn't clock.
maybe, yeah.
He must have.
Yeah.
I liked the Jingle Dell scene.
Jingle that.
I'm a Jingle Dell defender.
I did not like it. Oh, it was so bad.
You know what we haven't talked about at all is the fire imagery.
Oh, okay, yeah, great shout,
We did
great
it.
shout.
I just
so
now remembered
true.
that after an hour and 14 minutes of discussion. We should probably wrap it up
Amazing.
after this topic.
Yeah.
Oh, of
okay,
course,
real,
of course.
real. I mean, the fire that can definitely feed into color too, because
Yeah,
of the
red.
like images over the sex scenes, we don't see orange ever, do we? It goes straight from red to
don't know.
yellow.
Yeah, red
Yeah.
to
So is
yellow,
that because
yeah.
of the fire?
Maybe. Like,
Maybe.
Like that's too.
it's hard to figure out what to make of it. You pointed one. Was it you, Sarah, that pointed out something like every time they light a cigarette or something?
Oh,
it's-
I
yeah.
think I
focuses-
did it while we were watching.
Yeah,
Right?
every time he lights or a character lights a cigarette, it's usually like an omen of something bad is about to happen.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
yeah, me neither.
Crazy.
That was crazy.
Which I feel like that's probably what the cigarette is in like a metaphor of, but is the flame, yeah, what's the catalyst for that? The flame might be like love or like a
Passion.
beginning or passion. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah. And that's like just like a literal, but
And her father died in passion? Question mark.
maybe,
Because
yeah.
he was burned alive.
Was there a motive for why they killed the father? I don't really remember.
I feel like they don't really say one. Like maybe implied. My interpretation is the mom just didn't like him. But
That's probably true.
Don't they show the fire first and then they do it a
yeah,
second
well,
time?
because
We find out?
initially
Yeah, that
the
was
assumption is it was a
interesting.
suicide, and
Yeah.
then you find out it was foul play.
I like how they did the flashbacks because they show
Yes.
Laura Dern's past where she sees like the burning, or they show like the burning broken window, so you kind of know like she's got that. But then it also happens too with Nicolas Cage's character before they reveal that he was connected to the murder.
Yep.
And I don't know, I liked this not so subtle foreshadowing, but still, his his involvement in her story, I feel like, is also
such an interesting reveal.
Understated.
Like, what's the... And they sort of move past it after that scene. Like, it's a big deal and then not mentioned again. Maybe it's like, I don't know, the invisible string tying them together. To touch on Taylor Swift.
I feel like
Good job.
a conspiracy you could like lean into is there's two different shots when they show the dad in the house. Is like he's like just down unconscious on the ground, but then he's also shown in some later shots like stumbling around the house like on fire.
Yeah.
And the way
very like end of Nightmare on Elm Street, like,
and the way the story's told like in different points, because I think it's either Santos or the mom that tells it of just like, oh, he had an accident or something, and then later it's Nick Cage is like, like I drove Santos there and they killed him.
Oh,
and then I think like
that
the blonde,
crazy.
and then I think the blonde lady is also like, oh, I was also there too. Like how the story keeps changing. I'm genuinely curious, like as a conspiracy, if Sailor had like actually any involvement with the death of like maybe he killed the dad and he's kind of like
downplaying
down and
his
out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that was talked about enough in the movie, and that was kind of like that was
I do wonder if there's more in the book.
Maybe.
Because like he definitely ran with that crowd, and then like it's not really clear like why he kind of dropped off the face of the earth or like left them. But just kind of like an interesting unresolved plot point. But
why did he wait to tell Lula for so long?
I don't know. Yeah, that's also because at that point too, then we knew the assassins were after him, and like maybe he was. I don't know. I feel like there's like just more subtle things like at play there, but I feel like I've derailed us from the fire a little bit.
No.
Because I'm curious too.
Yeah, no.
Because he has a role there.
Yeah.
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 Is the fire more of a bad thing or more of a good thing in the film? Because it might be.
I mean, why does it
something.
have to be one or the other? Maybe it's just hiding
That's true.
things.
That's true.
Like,
it's just like a shroud in and of itself or something. Not quite.
yeah.
Quite
I don't
sure.
know. I don't know.
Yeah, for that reason, maybe I'll have to
neither do I.
rewatch it because I forgot that was really interesting
Yes.
to me. Like that Nicolas Cage totally just told her that, and then we moved on. Like what? That was
Because she was like honestly super chill with it.
She was
Like way more chill
handled
than
it
she should have been.
remarkably well.
She was.
Concerning.
Yeah, man, it's these guys are like they got issues. They're like wild at heart or something.
Stop.
But there we go.
Wait, what? Oh. Okay, that's enough.
Good.
Should we leave it at that?
Yeah, that was.
I like that.
I mean,
I like that.
I know, like
We have like so much. Yeah.
we
We go on and on.
We could go on and on for so long, as much as I would love to.
Wait, we should each say like our final like
Yes,
star rating
yes.
for the movie.
Final
Yes,
star rating.
Star
Okay,
rating.
Okay.
Oh, it feels
Can
wrong.
we do like out of 10?
We should out of 10.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Let's do 10.
Okay.
I mean, okay,
Do you feel
I'll-
ready to go?
No.
Oh,
you
whoa.
go.
Oh, kind
we're
of putting
going.
me on the
We're
spot
going
here.
this way.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, I'll go first.
Okay. Are we dropping off a review here? Or are we just
I mean,
like
I don't know. I feel like it's
final thought?
it's a solid 9 out of 10. I think. No, that's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous. Wait, hold on.
That was a strong reaction.
Okay.
And we're here for that.
No, like,
Crazy.
yeah, no.
You're
The more,
joking?
the more I talk about it, the more I like it. The more there's so much to love and adore about this movie. Okay, maybe 8.5. Maybe 8.5. Okay. I'm willing to go down to like 8, but 8.5. I'll say 8.5. Okay, this is. There's a lot to love about this movie. We've been talking about it for an hour and 20 minutes, and I feel like we're still like. We've made progress, but there's still so much more to talk about. There's so many layers to this movie. Like, you can just there's so like we've only watched this once, and we have an hour and 20 minutes worth of stuff to say about it. And I want to watch this at least another time or two with different people, and you watch it with different people, and you're going to get different reactions from all of them and different thoughts and takes. And like all David Lynch movies, I love that about this. And you have these big characters, big performances, big things happening, and it's fun to watch. It's ridiculous, and it's fun to think about and talk about. And 8.5, Wild at Heart.
Wow.
I stand by it.
Okay.
Thumbs up.
I like
Two
it.
thumbs up.
I like it.
Who's next?
I feel like let me tackle this. I'll probably decide on one of these by the time I'm done talking, but probably they're a 7 or an 8. And I'm gonna say it was such a fun movie, and I will watch it again. It was problematic in some ways that we've already talked about. There was a lot that I liked reading into. The highlight is definitely the Nick Cage performance. Honestly, one of my favorite characters in like any movie I've watched.
That's
this
not
year.
ridiculous.
I love the persona, like the line delivery and everything.
Like it's crazy, but
Seriously.
Sailor rocks.
No.
Sailor is awesome.
I know I am not missing when I
Did
say
we not
Nick
have a
Cage is
whole
fire
Laura
in this
Dern
movie.
talk too? Who's the main character, people?
Okay, but Sailor's fun.
I'm just saying, yeah, Laura Dern is amazing. Like, shout out to her. She cooks up in every David Lynch movie. But having Nick Cage was it was a treat. It was a treat. So I enjoyed that. Screw it. We'll go with an 8. It was an 8 out of 10.
What?
We'll watch it again. Yep.
Oh
Sarah,
my gosh.
what do we have to say?
I would give it a 4, maybe a 5.
Out of 10?
Yes.
Only 4?
Yes. I thought there was some really funny parts to it. I liked the zany energy.
Okay.
I thought it was very problematic, very male gazy. Didn't really get why all the sex and nudity was there. Would watch it again only if I was with other people. I wouldn't watch it by myself.
You just got to watch it with your grandparents.
Okay, it's not going off, guys.
Thanks for
It's
playing
okay.
me
We
off,
got an
Dylan.
outro track.
Okay, we're good.
Perfect.
I was looking for like a booing sound
Boo.
Oh, this guy stinks. Who said that? Okay.
I think that's a valid opinion.
Yeah, I won't say you're wrong.
I think your opinions are
we
relevant,
respect
too.
all opinions on the Pulp Diction podcast.
Love to hear it.
And yeah, it was so good to have both of you on.
Oh,
Thanks
it was
for
a
having
blast.
us.
It was a
was-
blast.
I'm so glad.
I hope I'll be invited back.
Yes,
Hopefully I didn't yap too much.
100%. No, you yapped a perfect amount. I'm so pleased with both of you.
Thank you so
Mostly
much.
Isaac.
Thanks, Dylan.
And yeah, good times.
I'm glad I could at least share an experience with Sarah on the podcast.
Oh, this was so fun.
Gonna be
I'm so glad. Great to have both of you on.
great time.
Thank you for listening and or watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Hit the bell for notifications. Leave a comment. Tell us what else you want to see us talk about on the pod.
Follow on Instagram.
Follow on Instagram. Thank you, Sarah. Good shout. Follow on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Rate 5 stars. I think we're still at like 4.9 on Spotify.
That's awesome.
Because some like bastard gave us a bad
Tucker.
Yeah, I
Why
bet it
would
was
you do
Tucker.
That? That's not very nice.
Shout out Tucker, featured some point previously. And Isaac, would you like to plug anything?
Oh, I don't have anything to plug. I'm sorry.
Sarah?
I'd like to plug William Mary Graduation. It's happening on May 15th. If you want to see me, other seniors, go to graduation. School of English graduation's on May 16th. And that's pretty much all that I'm thinking about at the moment. So
Okay, fire.
Love it.
Love it.
grad.
All right. And that's going to do it for Wild at Heart.